Hey, hello everyone. Welcome again to our Python course series on our e-learning portal. And in the previous sessions, we have basically covered about the operators. So today we are going to start a new module, and that module will basically focus on the if-else in Python. So in this module, we are basically going to cover all the types of if-else, the problems which we can solve with them, and how we can write the code for the if-else and the basic syntaxes of that. So in this particular module, we are basically focusing on that. So let's quickly have a discussion about that part, and we'll basically stay tuned on that. So here is our today's agenda. We'll first of all discuss about if-else. What is if-else? Then the use of if-else, like why we are using if-else. What is the basic purpose of using that part? What kind of problems can be solved with the help of if-else in the coding? Either it will be Python or any programming language. If-else is always present in every part. So we have to discuss about the uses and their purpose, why we are using that part. Then we will see the basic syntax of the if-else, like how the syntax is working, and basically control flow of the syntax, like from which part the syntax will be jumped to another part. And then we will see some coding examples on that, so that will give you a better understanding about if-else and the particular work, like how you can use that part and which scenarios that can be helpful for you. So let me open my paint, and then I'll show you how we can use the if-else part here. Yes, so as we have discussed that our today's topic for this part is if and else. If and else. So what is if else? Why we are using it? We have to discuss about that parts. So talking about if and else, we basically say that it is a decision-making statement. Now, if I'll say, like, we all will take decision in our life at certain points, and talking about a decision, that decision will be taken by us, but that decision depends on condition. Decision basically depends on condition. Like, let's suppose if I want to buy a car. Now, buy a car or not buy a car is a decision. The condition is whether I have that funds in my account or not, or whether the model which I want is available or not. So these are some conditions. Based on that, we can take some decisions. So decision always depends on the condition, what kind of condition we have. So first of all, we have to identify the condition, and then we have to take the decision. Okay, so that is the one. Now in the Python, we have to basically use the decision making statements with the help of if and else. So inside if, we will put a condition. Now the condition is true, then it will execute a true part, else it will execute a false part. So in if, we will put a condition. If the condition is true, the true statement, or you can say the if statement, the if part will execute, else the else part will execute. So this is the way of using the if and else. So let me just show you a basic diagram on that, so that will be easy for you to understand it. So here, let's suppose if I have this coding part. Now here I have one if statement here. Inside that, let's suppose if I have my if statement. Now if inside the statement we have a condition, inside this statement we have a condition, like this condition can be true or false. If the condition is true, then we have a block of if like this. Okay, so we can say this is block will get executed. Now similarly in that manner we have else statement. Okay, we have there else statement. Now inside else statement we don't have any condition. The else statement is saying if this condition is false, then the else block, there will be a else block, this else block will execute it. Okay, so this is else block. So this block will get executed if the condition is false. This is a basic flow, or you can say structure of if and else. Like inside if we have a condition, if that condition will be true, the if part will execute it. If that condition is false, then the else part will execute it. So here everything will depend on this condition. Okay, this condition. If this condition is true, then this part will execute it. If this condition is false, then this part will be executed. So here I can see this will be executed if the condition is false. If the condition is false, and this one part will be executed if the condition is true. If the condition is true. So in this particular manner, the if statement will be working. And the problem here is how we can create the if block. Like here I have just shown you the visual representation of the if block, but in programming how it will be created. So in programming in Python, for creating any kind of block, we will use an indentation. Now what is indentation? So we can say that indentation is a kind of like a specific amount of gap, okay, specific amount of space which we can provide, through which we can like easily identify which block is starting from which part and which block is ending at which part. So that will be give you a better understanding in the practical session. So let's see the practical session of that will be easy for you to understand. So first of all I will open my Python idle. Yeah, so here you can see first of all I will open a file, just a moment. Yeah, and here we can create any kind of like codes here. So let's suppose if I have to create a block, so for that let's suppose I have a statement. Now whenever we want to create a block of any statement, we have to use a symbol that is called colons. After applying a colon, if I hit enter, you can see it is giving me a specific amount of gap. Now whatever I am writing with this gap, these all things will be lie inside this statement. And if I hit enter and then I will start some other thing, so these all things will be inside this statement. Let's suppose I have a statement here again, so these all things will be inside this statement. Now this is called indentation level, like in which statement you want which kind of code for which kind of execution. So you can create a statement execution like this. I hope that is clear to everyone. So let's start with the part like how we can create this part with the help of if and else. So here let's take a simple example. Let's suppose I have a value, let's say 10, and I have to check that a value is greater than 5 or not. So for checking that a value is greater than 5 or not, we have to just put a condition. The condition will be a greater than 5. But I cannot write this condition directly. We have to use if and else statement. So for that I'll use a basic syntax. If a greater than 5. So here you can see I am using the if and the condition. Now if that condition will be true, then I will print greater than 5. Else I will print less than 5. Now here you can see I am using the specific amount of gap for the indentation level. So this print statement is inside if block, this print statement is inside the else block, and these both are independent of each other. Like if I'm talking about independency, it means the if is inside, like we can say the else is not inside if. Okay, the indentation level for both of them is same. Okay, so you can say the priority of both of the things are same. It totally depends on the condition. If the condition got true, it will give you greater than 5, else it will give you less than 5. Now here, let's check the output for that. First of all, although it should give us the greater than 5 option, so I'll use Python if else. Here you can see it is giving me greater than 5. That is correct. Now if I change the value to let's say 2, 2 is not greater than 5, should give me less than 5. Yes, here you can see it is giving you less than 5. So this is the way how we can use the if and else part in Python and how they are working. Now you can like put multiple statements also, like print. Now here if I run this code again, so you can see it is giving me the both statements. So this is the way how we can use the if and else in Python. Now sometime it might happen like you have to like only use the if statement, not the else part. So that will also be possible here. So I'll first of all make it as comment, and then I will use a equals to 5. If the value of a is equals to 5, like the if value is equals to 5, then I will print value is 5. For comparison the value, we have to use a double equal. I'll print have a nice day. So here I'm not using the else part. So this means if this condition got true, this statement will be there, else this statement will be there. Either the condition is true or false, doesn't matter, because this statement is not inside the if block and there is no else. So this statement can be there or not, because it totally depends upon the condition. Right now the condition is true, so you can see the output will be value is 5 and have a nice day. And similarly, if I just change the condition, let's say 15, the value is 15, now this condition is false, so at that time you can see the output is only have a nice day, because it is not inside the else and it is not inside the if. So that statement will definitely execute either the condition is true or false. So in that manner we can use the single if option also and the else if option also, if else. So here you can see the both examples of the if else and the if statement. Now let me just show you some coding example, because with the help of coding example you basically got the purpose of using that part. Here we have basically discussed about the syntaxes and how they are working. Now let's suppose we have a question here that we have to check whether the number is positive or negative. Only that much. So for solving this problem, first of all, we have to take a input from the user. So for that, I'll define a variable. Let's say num. Beside that, I'll say I want the input from the user. So enter the number. Now I'll say if the number is greater than 0 or equals to 0, that will be the condition. So I'll write it is a positive number. Else I will print negative number. And you can see I'm using one more statement which is not inside if or else, so that statement is fixed to be executed. Nice. Okay. Now let's try to see the output of this code. So here if I'm writing a number, let's say 4, it is giving you positive number, have a nice day. And if I run this code again and if I'm giving some negative value, let's say -6 here, that is giving you a negative number, have a nice day. So this is the way how we can use the if and else part. Now let's suppose we have one more question here, let's say about even and odd number. So we have to check that the number which is provided by the user is even or odd. So what we can do at that time is, if the number is divisible by 2, then it will be even, else it will be odd. Now the question is how we can check. So let me just show you on the paint. Let's suppose I am getting a number, let's say 15. I have to check that 15 is divisible by 2 or not. So what I can do, I will just divide the 15 by 2. It will be 7. The value will be 14. If I subtract it from 15, it will become 1. The remainder is 1. If I'm talking about 16, let's say 16. and again if I use it to divide by 2, then the question will be 8, it will become 16, and if I subtract it, it will become 0. Subtraction. Now, which means if I am dividing the number by 2 and the remainder part is 0, then it is even number, and if the remainder part is not 0, that it will be an odd number. Now checking for the remainder or quotient, we have discussed in the earlier session of operators, so I will recommend if anyone have any doubt in this part to go through with the previous sessions. And here I will just use the symbol for getting the remainder, and we all know like the symbol is this percentage sign for that. So I'll go there and I'll say that first of all I want a number, enter their number. Then I will say if the number remainder 2 is equals to 0, then print even number. Because you can see first of all I have taken the remainder of the number and then I am comparing that number with 0. That if the value is 0, then it will become even number, else I will print that will be an odd number. Let's try to run this part. 12. So 12 is an even number. If I'm talking about 23, it will be an odd number. So this is the way how we can use the if and else in Python. I hope you everyone got a better idea about that. So these are the questions, and yes, feel free to like have a worries about that. These all codes, these all statements will be there in a part of a courseware, so that will be provided to you, so that you will get an examples options there also. So we have basically discussed about our today's agenda, that is if else, then the use of if else, the basic syntaxes, the coding examples. Now we have a thank you session. So thank you everyone for joining this session, and we have just discussed about a very interesting topic, that is if and else. Now we have feedback, like feel free to share your feedback and any kind of suggestions you may have for the improvement. And you have a questions, any kind of questions or any kind of doubts, don't hesitate to ask. You can leave your questions in the comment section. We'll see it there and get back to you, revert on that particular questions. So see you in the next session. Bye bye everyone.